feeling actually when you win. It makes up for every single loss. Um, and also like, for example, I never said no to a fight. I mean, it's known that like it's actually career wise, I didn't always make the smartest choices because you see a lot of people when they come in with a clean record, whatever, 8-0, you look who they fought and you see people with like 1-2, 1-8, it's like they cherry picked a little bit their fights to have like an undefeated record to go to a bigger promotion. I never did that.
Wearing a t-shirt that says never made. I believe him. I think he's telling the truth.
Welcome back to Never Made Weight. Today we have a special guest, somebody I met in person at UFC 320 by surprise. Katharina Lehner, the German Gypsy, is here. Katharina, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Is it okay if I just call you Kat?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I've read a lot about you. I see you online. You have a strong presence. And actually, I want to start with this. Like 10 minutes ago, you posted a story saying you have fight news. Would you like to drop the news?
I'm not allowed yet, but I got a fight offer, and I always say yes immediately. So I will fight in the beginning of the next year.
Beginning of next year. Okay, cool. What are you doing for the rest of this year?
So this month I just chill a little bit. I will train every day, but yeah, just try to relax. And then December the camp is gonna start.
December the camp starts. Camp is 8 weeks?
Yeah.
Have you ever had trouble weight cutting?
Back in the days, yes. So when I started fighting, I actually did my first fight at 130. Was super easy, and then I was walking around heavier later, like 160, 165, and I missed weight one time by 3 pounds, I think, in my 8th fight, and then I started working with a nutrition coach. But the last 4 fights I do it by myself. I know my body now, I know how it works, and it's actually getting easier and easier from time to time. Like last year I made weight 5 times. No, sorry, 4 times, and it was super easy.
I was actually present at one of the times, Power Slap 13.
Nice.
Yeah, you won by decision. That was really cool. What's
Yeah.
next for the Power Slap career?
I mean, honestly, I try to do it like once or maybe twice a year because it's just cool, I like it.
Yes.
It's completely different to fighting, obviously, but I think it's a super yeah, I think it's super cool and it's actually fun.
So are we going to see you in Power Slap 2026?
Yes, for sure. If they book me, I'm ready.
Cool. Okay, which brings me into my next point. I did some research on you, and it seems like you've done every sport: boxing, bare knuckle, MMA. What else? Power slap.
Kickboxing, power slap,
Sorry, what was that?
kickboxing in Europe.
Kickboxing in Europe. What? How did you get here? How did you get to this lifestyle?
So my dad used to box, and when I was a kid, I always had to wake up at 5 a.m. and watch with him like all the boxing. And I just like to fight since I'm a kid, like also wrestling, WWE stuff. And then when I was 14, I was like, oh, I want to go boxing. So I did it like twice a week just to have fun. Um, and then when I went to college, I was like, oh, now I have time. I can like train a little bit more. And then, yeah, started competing.
Okay, well, you said your dad was a boxer. Were you born in Germany?
Yes, born and raised.
Why is your born and raised? How old were you when you came to the States?
2018?
Wow,
Yeah. So
2018.
with like 28, yeah.
Where do you live now, Denver or Vegas?
I'm in Vegas right now because I train here.
Okay, cool. Okay, so German Gypsy, why do they call you that?
My mom always called me a gypsy because I could never live somewhere longer than for a year. So I was moving all the time, and I kind of still do it.
That's okay. That's
So
good.
yeah, she's like, "You're a gypsy. You cannot settle."
What is it about? What is it about moving that you like so much? Like moving to different places and stuff.
I think I unfortunately get bored very quick. I get bored very quickly. And also right now, I'm not the youngest no more. I'm 35 years old, so I have whatever, 5, 6 more years to fight. So the last couple of years, I just focus on, okay, where do I get the best training in? Um, it was for the last few years in Denver. Unfortunately, there was a big split, so everyone went somewhere. So I didn't really have training partners besides of Miranda, Maverick, and Raquel. Both are unfortunately injured. And then I was like, okay, where do I go? And I saw Syndicate MMA. They have a lot of girls in my weight, high level girls. So I went there, and I'm super happy with the training.
Cool. So, who are you outside of fighting? What do you do on your free time?
I am a lazy person. No, I like to chill. I like to spend actually most of my time with animals. I have a dog here. Um, so I like to be outside in nature with her. And I read a lot. I read a lot about like health and like neuroscience. And um, some would say I'm a pretty boring person. I don't like to go out and stuff.
What's your favorite thing about being in this space?
I mean, first of all, I love to train. I love to compete. It's like I feel like it's grounding me. I always say like the training and fighting keeps the murder rate low, so it makes me actually a very calm person. And I just noticed that in that scene, and especially with the fighters, you meet a lot of disciplined people, and if they're not disciplined, they're gonna disappear sooner or later. So I like that. I like structure. I'm a very structured person. So that's what I actually, yeah, prefer. And you meet a lot of, I always say no one actually starts to fight who is not a little bit crazy. Or, like I think we all got trauma. That's why we start fighting, and that makes people very interesting.
Exactly. Everyone has a story to them, and there's a story that's public, and there's a story that's private that no one will ever know. And everyone is living kind of their own movie, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: how much of a fight fan are you? Like, how often are you watching fights?
I
Do you
watch
follow
every weekend UFC. Yeah.
every single weekend?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I skip a few fights, because I put it on ESPN and then I do something.
Got it.
But I follow every fight week.
Okay, so one question I want to ask you about is recently we had the heavyweight championship fight, Aspinall and Gone. It stopped early, like after 4.5 minutes or something, because of an eye poke.
A poke, yeah.
Yeah, this is a common problem nowadays in MMA. What do you think we should do about that? What do you think they should do about that?
I honestly don't think there's anything to do about it. I mean, they already tried to change the gloves. So like this. And I mean, the ref warns you if you're like this. I feel like there's nothing really to do. Like in my last fight, I got eye poked too. Um, and it was fortunately not that bad that I like couldn't continue. But I don't think there's really anything to do. I mean, it's an open glove. It's like people tend to, of course, it's more natural to have your hands like this or like, not like this. So yeah. I mean, I never poked someone in the eye. I don't remember neither in training or in a fight. But I like they cannot change the glove, I mean, if they make a closed glove, it's a completely different sport. So
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes I see fights that eye pokes happen, it doesn't get called, fight gets finished. And
yeah.
it really goes into the other direction, maybe the direction it wasn't supposed to go in. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess I was talking to Chris Lieben. I was in San Diego talking to Chris Lieben because he's actually a ref and a judge now, as well. And he was saying that um maybe take a point for the extending of the arms like that.
Yeah.
Maybe like one warning and then take a point on the next one. What do you think about that? You think that's harsh?
No, I don't think so because people will be more conscious, like I'm not allowed to do that, so that kind of prevents it a little bit. If it happens while you throw up, it can still happen, but maybe it will reduce it a little bit.
Got it. So how's your diet like nowadays?
I don't count calories or something, but I'm very I only try to eat very healthy food. Like I don't eat anything processed. I cook a lot, and if I go out, I don't eat fast food or something. But if I go out, it's usually like Thai food or Vietnamese food where I know, okay, it's not too bad. But mainly I focus on eating very healthy, and like 4 times a day.
What are your goals and aspirations for the long term for your life?
The goals right now, I signed with Octagon FC, so I hope after the next fight they give me the title shot. That is like a short-term goal I have for next year. And I just want to keep fighting. I want to be competing as much as possible. My next fight gonna be the fifth fight in 12 months. So I hope I'm gonna stay healthy and I can keep doing that and just do want to become better and see where it goes with that.
Your experience as a woman in MMA, how's it been? I know that's a very broad question, but do you have anything you want to talk about as far as that?
Um, I never had like issues with like coaches or training partners. I always felt very respected and I mean, back in Germany when I started wrestling, we had a lot of people from Chechnya and Dagestan, and a lot of these guys refused to wrestle with me because, it's like forbidden in their religion to touch a female. So I can respect that, but besides that, I never had like an issue.
So you've had wrestling experience early on?
No, so I started boxing, and then when I moved, I started with wrestling with like 21 years old. And in Germany, MMA was not really big. So there was no MMA training. So most of the gyms, they had like, okay, Monday is Thai boxing. And then Tuesday is Nogi Jiu-Jitsu, but it wasn't really structured and for the sport MMA. So I drove to a wrestling school for a few years.
Growing up, you said your dad was a boxer. What kind of how was your temperament as a kid?
Terrible.
Really?
Yeah, I was a whatever. I
Tell
was
me
a
about
terrible kid. I love to fight. I fought in school. I got kicked out of a school. Then my parents put me into a Catholic private school for girls only.
classic.
Yeah. So yeah, I couldn't control my emotions. Zero. Now it's good. That's good. Oh, now it's more the opposite. I'm not getting like mean. I just like start crying instead of getting mean, which is I think way healthier for
Yeah,
everyone,
for
so
sure. For sure. Especially when you get older, you start knowing more, you
yeah.
know? You're like, "Shit, okay." Because that's not gonna work in my favor, the aggression, because all
Yeah.
that is, releasing energy into a place, that's not worth it. I mean, we've all been
No.
what's your, so you said your temperament was bad, you didn't know how to handle your emotions. At what point did you get serious in boxing?
I think 2011, I did boxing, Thai boxing, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm actually good." I actually know how to move and I have good sparring rounds and I wanted to mess myself with others. So that's when I was like, okay, I should take it serious.
And then, like, tying back into being a woman, right, in this sport, have you was sparring a man a normal thing?
Yes, I was always, for the first 4 or 5 years, I was always the only female.
Got it. So you didn't have sparring partners.
No,
You didn't really have a choice. You didn't really have a choice there.
it was
How about
the
how about
smaller men.
now? How about now?
I mean, now it's mainly females. Like I spar a lot with Jacqueline right now, who fought last weekend. Luana has a fight coming up, so I'm gonna train with her. Shanna Young is there. my weight class. I train with her, and then we have a few other girls. So it's, let's say, well, if you do 5 rounds, I do like 3, 4 rounds with girls, and then maybe one with the 125ers or 135er guys.
Got it. Got it. So as far as Octagon, you just got your first fight. You're not going to say what it is, but it's not a title fight. After that, you're hoping after you win, God willing, you're hoping for a title fight. Um, what was the goal from the beginning in this sport? Why did you do this in the beginning? Just because you were good at it, or did you have what was the dream? What was the goal?
So I would say the first 2, 3 fights, I just did it because so I saw the fight Gina Carano versus Chris Cyborg. And I was like, oh yeah, I want to do that. That is amazing. So I did the first, let's say, 3 fights just because I'm like, oh, that is so cool and it is fun. And then I went 7-0 actually. Um, and of course the goal becomes then, okay, I want to get signed to the UFC. And I think my 8th fight, they gave me Sarah Kaufman with like 30 fights. And it was a good fight, but I lost it unfortunately. And then, the goal of getting signed in the UFC was over. It's your first loss after eight
Yeah.
fights. And I was like, my life is over. I will never like compete anywhere again, and I cannot fight. Um, and then after, I think I took 1 or 2 months off, and then I was like, damn, I missed that. And now, I mean, my record isn't that good. The last fight, I actually won. I watched it now, I think 5 times, and I'm 100% convinced, even with the online statistics, I should have won that fight. But it is what it is. But at the end, I'm like, okay, does it make me still happy? Yeah, it makes me very happy to fight, to compete, fight week, everything included. And yeah, so like I said, the goal was always UFC. Now it's like, okay, I don't know where it goes. I have 17 pro fights. And I just keep doing it as long as it makes me happy.
That's great. So the lifestyle makes you happy.
Yes.
And so, I always look at it as um nobody stays undefeated in MMA. Whoever even has stayed undefeated in MMA, it's not even always it's never a clean sheet. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Combat sports in general, it's one person versus another person. That means there's one winner and there's one loser. And it's a very unforgiving sport. What's your favorite part about it?
The feeling actually when you win. It makes up for every single loss. Um, and also like, for example, I never said no to a fight. I mean, it's known that like it's actually career wise, I didn't always make the smartest choices because you see a lot of people when they come in with a clean record, whatever, 8-0, you look who they fought and you see people with like 1-2, 1-8, it's like they cherry picked a little bit their fights to have like an undefeated record to go to a bigger promotion. I never did that. And if I would be 20 right now, again, I would probably do it that way and then be like, okay, I'm going to have my hard fights in the UFC or in PFL and not before. Um, but what was your question? I talked too
I don't
much.
know, but I like you. I like your style. I like your style. I'm not gonna lie. The
So
the way
yeah,
you're the way you're going about it is you're going about it as a fighter. You're talking about some people cherry pick their fights. I would say most people are very meticulous with the fights they choose.
yes. And like, I mean, I think my manager, Danny and Remy, they know I'm so easy because they send me a fight. I just text back yes. If I'm not injured, I just text back yes. I don't care. When the contract comes in, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch the fights.
So if you could change one thing about like MMA, what would it be?
What I always would do is open scoring.
I like that.
I would always go for open scoring. And what I actually would do too, because I think it's, for example, the anti-doping testing. I think it's very easy on a high level to trick it. Let's say the testing is here and like the PEDs are here. I would say they should just allow it.
They should allow.
PEDs, yes.
Seriously.
Yes, because you can. I don't think everyone gets popped, you know. So everyone doesn't get popped, and at least it's a fair chance for everyone if you just allow it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But like if it's allowed, you can say, okay, I don't care, I want to take it, I want to be one of the best, I want to have this and this and this. And if you say I don't want to do it, then it's on you. Then you cannot complain, oh, that guy is on steroids or that guy does this.
That's the best take I've heard on this subject before.
Thank you.
I never thought about that. I never thought about that. If you allow PEDs, first, okay, I guess what's a good reason to not allow PEDs in MMA is because like
It's
more
dangerous.
damage,
Yes.
more
I
damage.
mean, they say more damage because I mean, if a guy takes whatever and he has so much power in his weight class, of course the damage could be bigger. But on the other side, I mean, there's so much stuff that whatever helps you for cardio, it helps you for, I think the fights would be also more entertaining. The people would better recover. Um, and like I said, I am 100% convinced there's still a lot of people on it. They just never pop, which makes it unfair. But if you give everyone the chance, hey, do whatever you want, is your body, then at least I see it as more fair.
Do you feel like opponents you faced have been on PEDs?
I had I have fought one girl one time where was not sure if she is on PD or if she's transitioning from male because of her body structure. Like, also she had like hair on her stomach, on her chest. I was like,
Got it. Got it. I
that is
understand.
like, as a female, I don't know, never seen it before. Maybe something is, I don't know. And just the strength she had, it was crazy. Like, I don't feel weak in my weight class, but with her, I was like, okay, like that feels like a guy.
Damn. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's just like one fight though.
Yes.
Okay, then that's pretty good.
Yeah.
What you were saying? That cut you
I
off.
was just thinking about like some promotions who don't test. There's like a big out there, especially for example in Europe. Um, and you see these guys how they look and everything. And I'm like, it's so obvious. So it's kind of sad because you kind of have to do it if you want to compete with them and win. Like, what was it, KSW or ACA? Some of these people, I'm like, they light in the dark, It's like so
Yeah,
obvious.
yeah,
I think it's more obvious with guys than with females. I think females still be like, I don't want to try it. It's bad for my health. A lot of females still want to have kids one day. And it messes up with your cycle maybe and stuff like this. So, but with men, I'm like, yeah, it's very obvious.
yeah, yeah. So we have is and by the way, I'm still starstruck on your take. That was a really good one. I never thought about that. I'm actually gonna start saying that now, if that's okay. If it's okay, I'm just gonna say I thought it. I
I mean, you have the same with the Olympics. Like every year they get so many people get popped.
yeah.
Like, I think especially from China and Russia, um, that like, okay, what if they don't get like, tested positive? It's not fair. It doesn't make it fair.
So, um, you think open scoring will ever be a thing?
I mean, they do it in the smaller promotions now, you know. They did it in Germany too. And I think it's good. I think it's really good because like you never know what the judge is gonna see. You're like the last fight, I go back in my corner after the first round and I really was like, oh, that was easy. Like I didn't get really hit. I had way more strikes, way more significant strikes, and I had control time the whole time. And then I look up and I see like 10-9, I was like, what the fuck? You know, what did the judges see? In my corner, we're like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, fuck, I have to finish her to probably win that. But I think it's good. I think it's good.
I also think it's good too. And I think it has a good chance to be a thing because they've made sports betting such a big thing. Nowadays, you see the odds on every UFC fight. So open scoring will be like considered a more fair way
Hmm.
to provide, betting odds, live betting odds, so on and so forth. Anyway, Kat, I don't want to take too much of your time. Are you gonna be there at UFC 323?
When is it again?
December 6th.
December 6th. I will be, yeah, I will be here.
Okay, I will see you.
All right.
Is there anything you want to leave the fans with?
Just follow me on Instagram. You get all the fight news and my daily boring routine if you want to see it. And yeah, I will let you know when I fight and who are gonna fight soon.
Yeah, can't wait for the news. Guys, thank you so much for watching Never Made Weight. I'm your host, Sped. Thank you, German Gypsy. Guys, see you guys next week.
Wearing a t-shirt that says never made. I believe him. I think he's telling the truth.